Hi, and welcome to this section where I'm going to walk you through the basics, understanding the basics of e-commerce. We call this e-commerce 101. My name is Promise on the Mark. Welcome, and let's get started. What is e-commerce? The letter E stands for electronic. E-commerce is primarily the ability to transact goods and services over the internet. So being able to electronically carry out a transaction, this can be selling of products, buying of products, being able to sell goods or services. You go on Netflix, you watch a movie, that's an electronic medium of getting a service. You go on an e-commerce platform and you buy a product or you sell a product, you are electronically carrying out a transaction because at the end of the day, you pay for a service or a product and you get value in return, right? With that said, we have types of e-commerce. We have e-commerce by participation. We have types of e-commerce by goods, and we also have types of e-commerce by business model. By participation, we have business to consumer. This is when an entity or an organization renders goods or services to a consumer. A typical example in this case can be Netflix. Netflix actually sells movies, right? They give you an avenue to be able to watch movies online, and in return, you pay subscription fee for that service you receive. Now, we also have what we call the consumer to consumer. A typical example of a consumer to consumer is when a social media user, can be Facebook, Instagram, or even WhatsApp, post a product he or she has for sale, and then another consumer finds it interesting and makes payment for that product or services. Two consumers have actually carried out a kind of transaction, right? We have government to consumer. Typical example can be a tax platform by government where they allow citizens to make payment for tax or even register businesses like a business entity like Corporate Affairs Commission, where you have to go make payment online and then get your business registered. In as much as the government has been able to electronically carry out a transaction with a consumer, that is a government to consumer kind of transaction. Then we have the business to business, when an organization, a business entity, either renders a service or product to another business entity, and we have the business to government. That's basically by participation. We have types of e-commerce by goods. And by goods, we have physical products, digital products, and services. Physical products are products that require shipping. In as much as you can feel, you can touch the product, it is tangible, you can actually move that product from the warehouse of the seller or where the drop shipping is either drop shipped from a place to a consumer. That is what we call physical products because it requires shipping and can be handled. We have digital products. Digital products has its advantage in that you don't need to do shipping. It is actually carried out electronically. It can be sales of books, PDF courses, can be trainings, right? So can be sales of books, PDF courses, any product that is not physical, that is not tangible. You don't need to touch it, you don't need to feel it, but you can actually get it, pay for it, and receive it electronically like a training. That's a typical example of a digital product. And then we have services, just like I mentioned, Netflix, for instance, that renders the service of allowing you to preview or watch movies for a subscription. Now we have types of e-commerce by model, business model, can be drop shipping, warehousing, private labeling and manufacturing, or white labeling. Drop shipping basically involves a party. Let's use the party being the merchant, one, and then the company that does drop shipping as the supplier. So the merchant or the seller posts a product online for sale, and then a consumer sees this product and is interested in that product, makes a buying decision, and then the merchant, the person selling the product, being the merchant, now forwards the shipping details to the warehousing company or the manufacturer, and then the manufacturer ships this product to the consumer. So the merchant, being the seller, does not necessarily get involved in the delivery of the product to the consumer. That's a typical example of drop shipping. So the person sells products that he or she does not even touch, and then have another company delivers this product to the consumer. We have what we call warehousing. Now, warehousing can actually be an entity can actually choose to buy products, store these products, and then have these products delivered to customers on the request when a merchant has a sales. Let's say a merchant has a customer who is interested in a phone. The person warehousing the phone will now ship this phone to the consumer. We have what we call private labeling and manufacturing. A typical example can be those who go to China to buy products in quantity, and then they have these products actually created in their name. So they manufacture the products for themselves. They actually are the owners of the products, and we have lots of products like that. You can list them. We have Contour, like in Nigeria, which is called, is it Lonto, which is popular. We have Feel, we have Oraimo. You can become a company like an Oraimo. You can build your own private label and manufacture your products in China, in India, in Aba. Aba in Nigeria is a place where they manufacture products. You can manufacture products and make money, right? We also have what we call white labeling. White labeling you don't necessarily need to be the one creating the product. It's not your product. You just buy a quantity of that product and then have the company change the name of the product and put your name if they accept white labeling. So you can say, I want 10,000 units of a particular product. And what the company will basically do is take up your 10,000 units, your order, and then put your own label, your own name, your own logo, your own packaging on those products you bought. That is what we call a typical example of what a white labeling is. With that said, how profitable is e-commerce? How profitable is e-commerce? It's important to understand that this is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. And by a multi-trillion-dollar industry, it means that there is no limitation to how much you can make in the industry. For instance, you know Amazon is worth billions of dollars. Jumia in Nigeria is worth close to $10 billion. We have DG that is almost valued at about $10 billion. And then, so you look at every single business that have used the digital space. There is no business that is a multi-billion-dollar industry that is not utilizing the digital space to sell goods and services. You cannot, there's a limitation to how far you can go in this day and age without using the internet. So by using the digital space to electronically sell goods and services, companies have been able to build multi-billion-dollar industries. In essence, there is so much money in the e-commerce space that anybody that comes into industry can actually make up something for his or herself. You can choose to, as a complete beginner, you can be making an upwards of 5 million naira in a month. You can be making an upwards of 10 million naira in a month as a complete beginner, because there is so much money in the industry, enough for even anybody to venture into the industry and make money. Like I said earlier, you don't even need to have products down. You can drop ship those products. You can white label without even having your products. Let's say you have money to invest in quantity. You can choose to white label. We have contacts of people that will do the white labeling for you. They will put your brand, and then yours is just to go about the sales and make profit. So the industry is actually a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and there is huge potential for anybody to make a whole lot of money. Now, what are the pros and cons of e-commerce? One, for you to do a successful sales online, you need to have a point of sale. Point of sale, that is where people get to meet you and make a purchase. And where is your point of sale? Is it your WhatsApp status? Is it your Instagram page? Is it your Facebook page? Is it your website? Right? And the next thing you need to do is to create attention and awareness. And how do you get attention and awareness? Are you doing search engine optimization such that when people search for a particular product or services on Google, your brand comes up as one that sells that product or renders such service, right? So you need to have a place of attention. You need to create attention and awareness. That's where sponsored adverts come in. That's where social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, they make money because they give you an avenue to run adverts, get millions of eyeballs to see your products and services, thereby giving you the opportunity, the avenue to close sales, get conversion, make profit, and then you pay for adverts. So to make a successful online business, you need to be able to run adverts, get attention. And this is something anybody can learn. and you can do. Then the next thing there is interest and trust. People need to trust your brand. They need to have interest in what you're selling, trust your brand before they can even make a buying decision. Now, because of the advent of scammers online, people are skeptical to buy online. So the question now is, how do you bridge this gap between their doubts, their fears, and gain their trust, the trust of your customers, even when they have interest so they can buy? Because people can actually be interested in what you're selling and not make a buying decision. They can be interested in what you're selling and not make a buying decision because they don't trust you. The thing here is that interest is one thing, and then gaining the trust of your consumer is another thing. And we can show you how you can build all of this. Of course, you can build the interest of your customers by just running adverts. You can get those who are interested. When they see your advert, they're interested in what you're selling. Of course, they will reach out to buy from you. The next question is, do they trust you to make the payment and get what you're selling? We'll show you how you can go about navigating that in the next section so that you can get started and make money. Now, when people have interest and have trusted you and have paid for what you're selling, you need to ensure you do timely delivery and ensure your customers are satisfied. For delivery, there are multiple ways you can go about delivery. You can choose to work with logistic firms in different locations. Well, we have a session where we're going to talk in-depthly on these things. This is just for brief run through so you can have basic knowledge of how the industry works. So with that said, customer satisfaction is very important, right? You need to win their heart, win their trust. You need to get their interest right. You need to get their interest, you need to get their trust, and then customers, once they trust you, they'll find it comfortable to make payment for your goods and service. Now, what are the myths of e-commerce? There are lots of myths of e-commerce. One of them is that people saying that you need to have a website to start. While I'm a website developer and I always recommend you get a website to do your business, you don't need a website to start. Well, it is important to have a website because having a website will allow you to automate your sales process. But you can sell online on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp. However, you need a website, but you don't need a website to start. You can start without a website, but to scale your online business, you do need a website. A website will allow you to build a landing page and then possibly have a sales form where customers can fill their details, submit their details, make payment for your product, and then make a buying decision, thereby giving you the ability to make profit. But you can start without a website, right? Another myth of e-commerce is that you need to have plenty money to start. In essence, you need to buy products before you can start selling online. Brother and sister, I'm telling you, you don't need to have so much money to buy product down. You can drop ship. You can drop ship. You can run advert, get those that are interested in these products, and then have the manufacturer or a supplier deliver these products to your customers and you receive your profit. So you don't necessarily need to buy products down. Of course, there are advantages to being able to buy products down. It gives you the ability to do speedy delivery to your customers. You can warehouse your products and deliver to the customers when they make order. There is advantage, huge advantage to having your product. But if you're starting out, you don't have money to buy products, of course you can start without products, without buying products down. Finally, you don't need to be a tech savvy. You don't need to be a tech savvy to start. You can start e-commerce without being a tech savvy. You can start e-commerce without being a tech savvy. I'm going to explain all of that in details later, but let's just leave it at that for now. Now, why try e-commerce? Why try e-commerce? E-commerce gives you room for faster buying process, store and product listing creation, cost reduction, affordable advertising and marketing, flexibility for customers, no reach limitations, faster response to buyer, market demands. E-commerce will give you ability to sell with ease. You'll be able to create your store without having to spend a lot of money on products to store up a warehouse, right? Unlike a traditional supermarket where you need to buy products and store up all your aisle, and then before you can start selling. Online, you don't need to do all of that. Just run adverts on one product. You can sell just one product and make millions of naira. You can sell one product and make a lot of money. So what you need to do is set up your store, upload the product, run advert, and you can start selling. So why try e-commerce? It is easy to start. It is affordable to start. It is less expensive to start. It is easy for you to reach out to customers and make money. And then it's easier for customers to buy online than traditional way when they have to walk down to your shop. Imagine you can be in Lagos and sell to people in Canada, in in Nasarawa, Zamfara, Uyo, Akwa Ibom, River State. You can be in a remote village in Akwa Ibom and sell to people in Zamfara and in Lagos. So those limitations are broken because of the internet space and the electronic medium of transacting goods and services. How do you get started? How do you get started with all this said? How do you get started? First thing you need to do is to set up your social media account, your Instagram, your Facebook, your WhatsApp business account. And then once you set up your business account, you can then integrate them together. And that's one of the basic ways to start. Set up a social media account. Decide on the perfect business plan and business model. Choose what business niche you want to go to. You want to sell edge products? You want to sell fitness products? Do you want to sell um, kitchen, house, home products? There are so many products you can sell. Like the list is endless. The list of products you can sell is endless. So with that said, once you decide on what niche to sell, what niche to venture in, you would have been a long way off starting off, right? Brand your business. Brand your business. What's your business name, your business logo? Register your e-commerce business if possible. You can start business registration, but I recommend to register your business ASAP. Create a business account for your business. Build your e-commerce website so that you can automate your sales process. Get to know how you can go about logistics, how you deliver your products to your customers when they make order. How do you deliver these products to your customers? Once you have that figured out, create your social media campaign. That's your sponsored adverts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or any platform you may choose. But I recommend you start with Facebook and Instagram. This will make it easy for you to get started. So if you can see with what I've said so far, it is quite easy to get started selling online. These are the common e-commerce channels are affiliate marketing, dropshipping, product arbitrage. Product arbitrage means you import product for less, you buy products for less, and you sell at more expensive. The so-called place utility. You can buy product from China, sell in Nigeria for more expensive. You can buy product from Aba and sell in Lagos, in other states for more expensive. People come from Chad to import in Nigeria to buy from Aba. People come from Ghana to Aba to buy. There are places we have products in Nigeria that are cheap, like in Niger State, we have groundnut that is cheap. You can choose to sell groundnut online, right? And then you sell to states that buy more expensive because you buy at a cheaper rate. So with this said, let's go to affiliate marketing. Like here we mentioned affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing means as an affiliate, you don't necessarily need to have this product. I put it as a kind of e-commerce because somehow, somewhere, even though it's on marketing, but it still means a party is involved in transaction, right? So there's a merchant, right? The merchant has products or services he or she wants to sell. An affiliate runs advert on this product, get a consumer, right? And then the merchant get this product delivered to the consumer. So the affiliate just basically collects a percentage or an agreed fee or commission for referring a consumer to the merchant. So the affiliate is basically a middleman between the consumer and the merchant. We have what we call the drop shipping. The drop shipping is actually when you run advert, you are involved in the sales process because you get the customer. You get the customer and then you have your price. You fix your price, what the customer should pay. And the customer agrees to pay that price, but you forward the order to the supplier and have the supplier make delivery of that order to the consumer and you get your profit. So as a drop shipper, right, you are actually a business person, a merchant with risk because you place the price for which the product should be sold but you have a supplier make the delivery to the customer. So you actually a middleman between, or like the middleman where everything revolves around with. You interact with the supplier, you interact with the customer. So the customer and the supplier does not necessarily need to interact except on the grounds of delivery. You are basically the person doing the business. With that said, we talk about importation and exportation. Importation basically has to do with arbitrage, like we said. You buy for less from a place where these products are cheap and you sell more expensive at locations where these products are expensive. So you can choose to buy products from India, China, Bangladesh, and then you can sell in Nigeria, in Ghana, in other countries, America, as the case may be, because you import for less and you sell for more. Now, with that said, you are ready to get started with your business. What's holding you back? You can start your business. We've created ease for you to set up your online store, and we're going to show you how you run your store, how to set up your store step by step. We're going to guide you. We're going to show you how you can set up your store, make sales, and make profit. We're going to show you how to run adverts. We're going to guide you every step of the way. These are just the basics. In the next presentation, I'm going to show you one step. We're going to take you one step higher on how you can get started with running a successful online business. And then in the next phase, we're going to take you through how you can set up your store and start making money every single day, every single week, and every single month. With that said, that's the end of this section. Get started with your business.